Interreligious dialogue is one way to embrace openness. Dialogues cannot take place without the openness of those involved. Religious dialogue is important to reveal the closed mindset which for so long has been a feature of the interreligion relationship. Until now, shows that this closed mindset in the interreligious relationship can easily trigger misunderstanding. This misunderstanding can lead to prejudice, which is counterproductive to the interreligious relationship itself. To minimize the negative effects of this closed mindset, Chiara Lubich, with some religious leaders and peace-building activists in the world, promote a tradition of dialogue. She created Focolare movement, dialogue forums, trainings, workshops which bring together like-minded activists who have the same aspirations. The forums are a place for the devout to meet sincerely and openly. Chiara, with her Focolare movement, has developed a dialogue of religions in various forms and styles. Avoiding conflict isn't peacemaking. Avoiding conflict means running away from the mess, while peacemaking means running into the middle of it. Peacemaking means addressing those issues that caused conflict in the first place. Peacemaking can never be separated from doing justice. They go hand in hand. Peacemaking means having to stir the waters on the way to peace. Peacemaking means speaking the truth in love, but speaking the truth nonetheless. In this context, religious dialogue activists like me believes that interreligious dialogues organized by Focolare movement, which established by Chiara, are very necessary to engender an appropriate understanding of the faith of brothers and sisters professing other religions. Through many dialogues, each side understands the problems faced by other religions, and so there emerges a feeling of sympathy and empathy which motivates a desire to work together to overcome the manifold problems of the world. For me, Chiara Lubich, with her Focolare movement, is not only a meeting place for various religious groups to conduct free and open dialogue in a spirit of friendship and family-like environment, but Sunbright transgress the obstacles and barriers of religious formalism. I stand with Chiara that has provided me with invaluable knowledge and expertise in realizing programs of interreligious dialogue or interfaith dialogue in several regions in Indonesia, especially in regions such as East Java that have experienced misperceptions and prejudices that can ignite religious conflict. In this age of global disruption and turmoil from technological change and identity politics, there is a constant need for more dialogue and mutual understanding across communities. Improving social cohesion is critical to addressing many global challenges. Focolare movement wants to enrich this dialogue process and contribute to the forward thinking on how nations can realize peaceful coexistence and harmony in diversity. I participated in many Focolare movement meetings in Indonesia, and I was lucky to have an opportunity to visit her tomb and the Center of Focolare Movement in Italy. The program I joined at the Focolare movement made a passion to stand tall in the struggle for harmony between religions in Indonesia and all over the world. Focolare movement must be measured and judged due to its programmatic content and its strong track record in the field of interfaith dialogue needed in a divided world due to religious radicalism and fanaticism. We cannot deny that the role of the Focolare movement has encouraged the birth of a new era of interfaith relations because people now have the courage to look beyond their exclusiveness. In today's diverse world, it is essential to understand and work with religions beyond one's own. I love you, Chiara Lubich. Al-Fatiha for you.
Ciao. My name is Dicky Sofjan from the Indonesian Consortium for Religious Studies here in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. To me, Chiara Lubich is the paragon for women leadership in religion. She has lived out not only a fruitful life, but with many promises and spreading of the good tidings and blessings for the whole of humankind. Through her life experiences and achievements, Chiara and the charisma of unity have inspired millions of people to be in the service of those who have been ignored, marginalized, or perhaps wronged in society. Chiara has instilled hope and courage to those living in a subaltern existence or suffering on the fringes of society that seems to be fast moving toward materialism, consumerism, and nihilism. Chiara has certainly taught the world community to open its hearts and minds for others to connect with God's grace and glory amid the hustle and bustle of contemporary life and living. I hope that as we remember and celebrate Chiara's lifetime achievements, we try as much as possible to follow her spiritual pathways by learning to attain her vision and realization, to be able to ultimately render our services to others before our own interests, whims, and fancies. In ICRS, I teach, do research, and advocate for critical interreligious studies and constructive engagement among the faithfuls and the nuns. I try to persistently appeal to the greater calling for humanity to come together in a spiritual journey and realize our ultimate concerns. Like Chiara, I believe in universal fraternity and that we are equal before the eyes of God, and that only justice, righteousness, and kindness to others can bring true happiness to this troubled world. And as I operate within the academic and professional circles, I am committed to join hands with the Focolare movement to help realize Chiara's vision for world peace and spiritual tranquility for all. Grazie.
The first time I learned about Focolare movement was when I read the name on an envelope addressed to my father, Abdurrahman Wahid. He was the chairperson of Nahdlatul Ulama, the biggest Muslim organization in Indonesia, and he was also a champion of democracy and interfaith dialogue and interfaith cooperation. And that was how he got in contact and worked together with Focolare movement. Later on, I learned about Chiara Lubich from him, and I know how much he respected Chiara and the movement. And now, in 2020, he passed away, Chiara has passed away. We try to continue his work on democracy and interfaith cooperation with establishing a network for his disciple. It's called GUSDURian Network Indonesia. And now we are working together also with Focolare movement in Indonesia to realize our inspirations, dreams of a just and peaceful world.